What is up, everybody, and welcome once again to the Unrelated Sports Podcast. I'm Andy McConnell, and with me, as always, is the guy who I'm going to caddy for in the future on the Senior PGA Tour, Mr. Cody Allstat. Cody, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. I'm working on my short, long, and mid range. Other than that, though, my golf is fantastic. I think I have the swagger and the swearing. I really have the swearing down.
That's good. You're going to be need that. So that's good.
Exactly. Do they have a? Will they have a live tour? Like an old man live tour? They need to.
Probably. I mean, Phil will still be golfing on that. I think at some point. So.
Heck yeah! I'll golf toe to toe with Phil. Maybe he'll bet on me and throw the match.
Good. Hey, that's how you win. You'll be able to double your live earnings.
The odds will be terrible on me, and Phil will throw it. It's gonna be great. He's gonna have to work hard to throw it because I'm not good.
Have faith in your aspiring golf game here.
That's right.
I mean,
when I get older, I'll just be able to hit him about half the distance and straight down the middle.
I mean, that's all Bernhard Langer does, and I mean that's how he's able to just dominate on the Senior Tour, basically.
I don't know anybody on the Senior Tour. That's weird that you do. It doesn't surprise me. It's just weird that you do.
It's because he's good. I mean, Steve Stryker's on the Senior Tour.
Ooh, yeah. I do remember that the year that Phil won the Open,
the PGA Championship.
The PGA Championship. Yep. The person that won the Senior PGA Championship was actually younger than him.
Yep. And ironically enough, I think that actually might have been Stryker. I'm going to be dead honest.
Was it really?
Yeah, it might have been. I'm not 100% certain on that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So Cody, how are we? Before we,
I'm doing good. I had a nice little trip to the park with my kids tonight.
Cool.
Played on the swing set. Watched my kids. Well, first of all, my wife didn't think that I could run up the slide. I did. I made it, but then of course my kids wanted to follow me. So.
Oh. Wait, so you didn't get trapped up at the top of the slide, did you? Like it's not
I did not.
It's not one of those where it's like a suction type slide, or you know what I mean?
No. It wasn't that. It wasn't that narrow yet.
Okay.
Give me a few years, I might be able to get stuck on it, but.
Okay. So let's get now. Did your kids make it up the slide?
No, I wouldn't let them either.
Oh, man, you're not a fun dad then.
No, God no. I'm a terrorist.
Look at you, hypocrite. You're doing one thing. You're not even setting a good example for your kids.
Well, we were telling the kids no at the time, like, no, you can't go up there. And then Courtney's like, I was like, you know how badly I want to? And she said, oh, you couldn't do it anyway. What do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah, of course. It's like whatever does. When you say no
Exactly.
or that we can't do it, it's like challenge accepted.
Exactly. And yeah, what'd you do this weekend?
Let's see. Basketball.
It feels a long time ago because we are recording this a day later, but yeah, I like it.
I might or might not have had to make a trip to the emergency room just because I thought, I don't know, maybe my appendix was getting ready to burst. Luckily, it's not, but that was not fun.
I bet not.
But no, let's see. I watched basketball, and then I watched more basketball, and then I watched a little racing, and then I watched more basketball. That was my weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, very, 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 very fun weekend. I do want to say though, quick, because there's not really a lot from the NASCAR race that I want to talk about because they have ruined Martinsville. NASCAR has right now, but I'm in a little racing league with Austin, Andy's brother, that guy.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, that guy. So Austin's buddy Alan wanted me to talk about our little racing league that we're in. It's just a fantasy NASCAR league where you pick different guys each week, and my lead was like 100 points, maybe 80 points going into last weekend, and now it's down to like 50. Because Alan won and I came like third. But I just want to say part of that's because of, I don't know, there's another big event going on Sunday. Might have been like a women's basketball championship or something like that.
Yeah,
did you hear that going on?
I heard something about that, which is strange because I don't normally see anything on basketball. But
yeah,
as a matter of fact, it was on in my living room as I was sitting in front of it.
Wow, I don't know, maybe I might have a heart attack too. So maybe you might have to run me back to the ER. But Yeah, see, so since that and the NASCAR race were going on at the same time, I didn't have a chance to adjust my lineup because I DVR'd the race and I wanted to watch it in full later. So part of that's why I lost some ground,
It
but I'm
sounds
still
like an
winning.
excuse. I'm just
Um,
saying.
all I want to say is I'm still
No
winning.
excuses. Play like a champion.
Yeah, whatever. I was too busy winning. I'm still too busy winning.
Oh God, that's
No,
just gonna make the comeback. But I'm rooting for you, Alan. I don't know you, but God, I hope you win.
you are a nice friend. You
I
know
know.
that.
Thank you. I I strive for that.
That's good. That's good. So Cody, and speaking of that little basketball game, which might or might not have topped out, I think 24 million people. I think. No, I don't think that
Is
was
that
the
what?
average viewers, but
No, the average was like 18.4 or 18.9, something crazy.
yeah. How about the Iowa Hawkeyes?
You know what? They had a great season. They had the greatest female for sure, in my opinion, most electrifying basketball player I've ever seen playing, other than
Mm-hmm.
like when I was a little kid and I watched a little bit of Michael Jordan. You might have
Yeah.
heard of him, but dude,
Wait.
like just what she drew to the sport was just crazy. And
Wait. Hey,
two
quick thing
runner-up
about.
finishes in a row is fantastic. Like
Hey, quick thing about Michael. Is he the crying guy? Like the whole crying Jordan guy? What? Is that him?
that's what he's famous for,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And
Okay. Okay.
and his role in Space Jam, when he went from uh, a baseball player to a basketball player, big transition.
Wow. What a. Can you imagine if he actually did that in real life?
Oh my god,
Like,
that'd be crazy.
went to go play baseball and then came back. Wow. What a guy.
Came back. What do you mean?
Oh yeah. Never mind. Well, I mean, go from baseball to back to basketball. That's what I mean.
But why would it be back if he'd never played basketball before?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Completely forgot about that.
Come on,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not keeping up all the way today. I'm sorry.
it's okay. You had a fake injury last night. Um,
I thought I might be dying. Okay, probably not that extreme, but still. But yeah, heck of a season by the Iowa women. I mean,
yeah,
they started off the game up what 18-7 or something
yeah.
like that.
I mean, they started off 10-0.
Yeah, and Caitlin was on fire. You're thinking, oh my gosh, this is how this game's gonna go. She's not gonna miss. Everybody else is gonna start hitting, and they're gonna blow South Carolina out of the water. And then, well, then the second quarter happened.
Then reality set in.
Yeah,
Um, when they have a 6'7" person taking every rebound. I mean, like Iowa wasn't doing that bad of a job. I don't think in the paint, but is that Cardonia or Cardo
Cardoso. Yep.
Cardo? Dude, she could reach over Stolke and just snatch it. Like unbelievable. Just
I,
the arm span was crazy.
I mean, some of those maybe could have been called over the back
Over the back,
fouls.
I thought I was yelling that, but I also like didn't want to say that because I don't know, or like I was like, that seems like it's over the back. I don't know what over the back means, but I
Oh,
can infer it.
Cody, I will say this in your defense. I don't think anybody knows what over the back is anymore because it's like I said before, officiating. It's consistently inconsistent. Um, but I mean, yeah, Iowa and Caitlin just ran out of gas, and then I mean, none of the other girls were really hitting shots.
No,
Tessa Johnson, a freshman from Minnesota, that was playing on South Carolina. She made like 5 threes.
I
It
mean
was
they
just
had
like
like
yeah,
30 some points off the bench, and Iowa had zero.
yeah. You're not going to win many games when you got
No,
zero bench points.
and like the thing about it is like don't get me wrong, like Stolke's great. Gabby Marshall has had played some really good moments, and Kate Martin, I wish she'd have gotten to play more in the or in the or I wish she got into play, I guess, in the tournament. Wait, not
She
Kate
did.
Martin. Who's the one that
Oh, Molly Davis is the one you're
Molly
thinking of.
Davis.
Yep,
Kate Martin, yeah, never mind.
yep,
Iowa has some talent. Um
yeah,
but in reality, if you're looking at the team, it, South Carolina was the best team in world women's basketball,
yep,
bar none. Like if you put Iowa and South Carolina's team together, the only person seeing the field from the Iowa field is Caitlin Clark.
yeah. I mean, maybe Hannah Stolke inside, but yeah, guards wise, I mean, I like Kate Martin, like Gabby Marshall, like Sydney Falter. They just, yeah, they wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be
They
able to
wouldn't keep
make
up.
that lineup. Yeah. Um, and then hey, I know before we hopped on, saw that I was going to retire Caitlin Clark's number.
Which is crazy. Like, I love it. It's fantastic, and it should be. But like, usually it seems like there's a little bit of a wait. This announced immediately.
Yeah. When I so this is the third number that the women's basketball team is going to retire. It's Caitlin's, it's Megan Gustafson's number 10, and there's one more player. I can't remember who exactly it was, but so, I mean that's pretty cool company, I will
Yeah,
say.
definitely.
So yeah, I'm trying to kind of scroll to
I
see.
know. I know that Iowa's gonna be better in the long, like over the short term. I think they're gonna be a better team than they have. I mean, Lisa Bluter's a fantastic coach. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
She's the kind of woman like I would take her. I would take her 100% of the time over that psychopath down in LSU. I mean,
Over Kim Mulkey,
she's
yeah.
yeah, she's a good person. She's got the heart. She just cares. I love her. She's a but you can tell that just by like having Caitlin Clark, that Caitlin Clark effect is gonna gonna be seen in the transfer or in the um
Recruiting class.
recruits that Iowa's gonna get, and they're already getting good recruits now, and they should because they've had a decent team for years,
Mm-hmm.
but this was obviously far and away the best teams Iowa's ever had.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to your point, I think Bluter's almost at 900 career wins, which is a very
Yeah,
rarefied air for just not
yeah.
men's or women's college coaches. Um. So yeah, I mean, do I? The question
She
would be,
played at UNI, right?
yeah, she did. I did not know that. Did not realize that she played and graduated from UNI. So go Cats. But yeah, and like I've said before, I think the thing that I'm just curious about is not necessarily recruiting wise. Like, I'm just curious how attendance wise and everything and viewership wise how the Iowa program sustains us,
Well,
or if they're able to
bring me
like
back to
monitor it.
that. Bring me back to that. But like I had read already before that, before Caitlin Clark, Iowa has had like top 10 attendance of women's basketball for quite a while.
Yeah,
Obviously, they're number one right now, but
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I don't think people can expect them to like sell out every game like they
no,
did. Like,
right.
but I know maybe they will. Iowa fans, as we know, very passionate about their
Very
college
loyal.
sports teams. Yes.
I mean, the wrestling team hasn't been good for the last year or two, and they're still selling out. But I don't. That seems kind of like a fake numbers that they sell out, but not everybody comes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I've seen that with NASCAR races all the time. If they say it's sold out, and then you look and it's maybe 3/4 of the way full.
Yeah,
Um,
but I did read that already. Next year, who's going to be drafting Caitlin Clark?
the Indiana Fever.
They have 40 games on their schedule.
Yes.
36 of them will be televised next year.
Yep. Between either like ESPN, ABC, NBC, any of the
Peacock.
streaming services, NBA
Yeah.
TV, it's like, I wonder why they're doing that.
The Caitlin Clark effect is real.
Yes, yes, it is. No matter how much all the other naysayers want to say that it's not, and that it's not, or that she's not going to do anything when she gets to the pro level, which I very easily she couldn't.
She
I mean,
couldn't. She might
we've
not.
seen it happen before,
Yeah.
but again, there's no denying her impact that she's had on growing the game of basketball.
Right.
It's really not.
I she's the most she's the most electrifying person in college sports right now. I'm
Yep.
not saying I'm saying that as 100% pure wrestler. Like
Mhm.
she has had more impact on sports than anybody that I can think of in recent history. And I'm
Well, I
talking about
mean,
4-time NCAA champs wrestling. You know, the only person that I could actually think of might have had a more impact on their sport would be Shane Griffith for Stanford University. He was the one that basically saved their wrestling program.
okay,
But
well, that makes sense.
that was just one team he impacted huge, brought the family of wrestling together. But at the same time, Caitlin Clark made basketball, like women's basketball, went from almost unwatched
Yep.
to being more popular than the men's Final Four
Championship. I know,
championship games.
because the UConn Purdue game, I believe, got like 14.3 million viewers, which is still a very good number. I will say,
That's
still a good number.
Iowa, or that's Iowa UConn.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, and the thing that sucks, I mean, not only did I mean, with Iowa losing the Natty, but it's just like this ride's over with the current
Yeah,
team. It's just like I don't know. That is the hardest thing about college sports, especially when all these teams stay together. It's like, well, darn, you're not going to get like this type of a run again.
but whether there's a famous quote. I don't know who said it, but don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that you got to see it.
Yep.
And I'm happy that I got into it a little bit at the end to watch Iowa's run and to care
Yeah.
as
Well, and I think
as a person that's anti basketball.
yeah. Well, and that's what I was going to say is that's the that's the cool thing about everything that happened with the women's basketball team. Mostly the Iowa team, but especially even with some of the other teams, it's like this made non-basketball people actually care. Like
Yeah,
it was appointment viewing. You're just kind of wondering, like, okay, well, what in the heck is she gonna do next? Like, is she just gonna randomly pull up from behind half court and just start locking threes and stuff, or what?
yeah, and I will say like it was kind of cool because I've always heard about Caitlin's like when she had a bad game, Iowa was gonna have a bad game,
Mm-hmm.
and I think was it the UConn game? She didn't have a great game, but she had a bad game, probably one of her worst games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Still scored 20, but like it was kind of they still won without her, which
Yep.
tells that the team grew throughout the season for sure.
Yep.
And
And I
Stolke
know.
had a fantastic game there.
Oh, I know. And then like she was holding her own against Cardoso, against South Carolina, and then I still don't really know why. That's my only criticism on Lisa Bluter is that why she took Stolke out for it seemed like a majority of the fourth quarter, and
Hmm.
then but,
Who?
but
Yeah. Who replaced her at that time?
Addison
Because it
O'Grady,
was.
which O'Grady
Oh,
did
okay.
well against I think against LSU she did well because she's kind of a bigger body, but or
Mhm.
more physical body, so she could beat and bang with the big girls of LSU, but she couldn't do it against South Carolina at all.
Oh no, dude, that Cardoso was huge.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, from start to finish, they were the best team in college bat, or
Yeah.
at least on the women's side. On the flip
I
side, oh, good.
I actually heard Nick Wright was saying that he thinks that Iowa beating um, South Carolina last year kind of hurt Caitlin Clark's status as like the GOAT in some people's eyes because if they don't, they're a 3 year is it 3 year in a row champions,
Yep.
a juggernaut, like almost an
Yep.
unbeatable juggernaut that just kept beating Caitlin Clark. Like Caitlin would get to them, lose to them like everybody else did, but
Yep.
since she beat them, it made them look a little bit less than of the juggernaut than they actually were.
Yeah.
I mean, they've lost 2 games. They lost 1 game in 2 seasons.
Yep. And now I will say the one thing about last year's South
I don't
Carolina
agree
team,
with that, but
yeah,
because I think Caitlin Clark is the GOAT. That's without knowing much about women's basketball, but still.
no, I understand your argument completely. Um, what I will say though, and this is kudos to Dawn Staley, the South Carolina head coach, who is probably putting
Love
herself now
that.
in the Mount Rushmore of women's college head coaches.
Yep.
For one, she did give a shout out to Caitlin. Said thank you, Caitlin Clark, for everything that she did for the women's game, which
Yep.
she's not wrong. But also, compared to last year's South Carolina team, they had to replace their whole starting five, and they still won undefeated.
Wow. Yeah.
Like
That's impressive.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm going to cause a little controversy though.
Okay.
You might not agree with it. I don't know. I'm going to go with Dawn Staley did. I respected that, but her saying that transgendered men or transgender women should be allowed to play in the NCAA is wrong, and I will die on that hill.
Nah, I agree with you there. And the only thing I will say is I wonder if that was just one of those where you're darned if you do, darned if you don't for
Oh, you
what she wants to
100%,
say.
one hundred
Um,
percent.
yeah. So like even if she says no comment, it's a bad look. So it's just figures what hill do you want to die
I
on? I guess
But
in a way.
Bluter was asked the same question, and I think she answered it a heck of a lot better. She
Oh,
said,
okay.
"I'm focused on this." She said, "I'm focused on the national championship game."
Okay, I did not hear that.
So,
All you see is the Staley clip. So
oh yeah, that's just.
did
But
not know that.
yeah, I might cause controversy. I don't know. We don't have a big enough following to lose our spot yet, but I just wanted that out there. I will die on that hill.
No, I agree with you 100%. I mean, there's just
Because I follow the hell out of that Riley Gaines.
yeah.
And because I always thought maybe they should have a league where it's just for transgendered people or something. And she brought up a good point, and she said, "Why? So the men have another place to dominate?"
Ooh,
And it's just like that's a damn good point.
that is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
I never thought
So
about it that way because I was out because I was like I've always been in your camp. I always thought maybe we're just getting to that range now or that part now where you just have a big enough
I
group.
mean, you're hearing more and more about it, but
Yeah. Um. So Cody, so you know how you talked about how South Carolina was like the best team, like I said,
yeah,
from where to finish. Well, the Yukon Huskies were like that on the men's side as well because
yes, they were. I
um
mean, they said what I was reading though was like Purdue was probably the second best team going into that game in the country.
I'd say third. I still think Houston was better. Houston just had some big injuries
Okay.
late. So
Because like I was reading some things, just people like what a treat we're going to get, the number one versus the number two team in the country actually playing for the national title. Wah wah wah.
yeah. So even UConn was up 6 at halftime. And normally, you think, oh, 6 point game, it's anybody's game. Even at that point, I'm thinking, well, this is just going to be a slow, methodical death for Purdue. It just depends how we want to go about it. And that's exactly what UConn did. They got a few stops. Zach Edey missed a few shots, and then UConn just ran their offense and got some buckets. And the next thing you know, they're up 15, and it's over.
Yeah, it was. I didn't watch it. I just watched highlights, and there weren't a lot of them.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they're now. I will say, I think it was the Purdue game, or I think it was guy for Purdue. A big white guy had a nice little putback slam, like a one-handed putback slam. That was pretty.
Nice. I did see that. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. They were pretty cool. A couple of cool dunks, but yeah, UConn's just a machine right now. It's
Yeah.
like how they lost 3 games during the regular season. I don't know because every tournament game they won by at least 15 points.
That's crazy.
I know. Like
That's
in even
crazy.
even during last year's tournament run, they won every game by 13 or by at least 13 points
Wow.
en route to the Natty. And I think they only trailed for I don't know if it was this year or last year they only trailed for like 22 minutes. They didn't trail for that. I think it was this year they only trailed for like 4 minutes the whole tournament.
Wow. That's insane.
That's kind of good.
That's very good.
Yeah. So yeah, kudos to UConn. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say. They were the best team from start to finish.
Well, what I will say, to me, from what I was like paying attention of the NCAA tournament, is the beginning. I think I've noticed this over the last few years. Just the little bit I pay attention to it is the beginning of the tournament is so much fun just because of like the upsets and all that happening, and then the end of the tournament just kind of fizzles out to me.
For the most
You
part,
get
yeah.
you get to your juggernauts, your good teams. Like you have your Cinderella stories, but they're not winning at all.
Yeah.
They're your best team the best that's ever won it as like an eighth seed.
Yep. Well,
You're seeing the 1, 2, 3s win most of them. So like it's always the top. Like you don't see a Cinderella team, and the Cinderella stories are what I'm there for.
well, and that's the thing. And that's why I always love taking off that first week of the tournament, just because Tuesday through Sunday, you're flipping back and forth between because you got 3-4 different games on at the same time, and it's all just fun storylines of like take a look at Oakland upsetting Kentucky, and then John Calipari leaving right after that.
Or look at this 32-year-old coming using his college eligibility to play basketball.
Yep. So yeah, and then again, more times than not, like you're right. When you get about down to the Elite Eight and the Final Four and even the championship game, more times than not, they're good but not great games. You'll have a couple
Right.
of really great games where they come down to the wire. Like I think the 20, I want to say it was the 2018, 2019 Final Four. I think it was 2019. When Virginia won, all three games came down to the wire in the Final Four.
Oh,
Two of
that's
them,
nice.
yeah. The championship game went to overtime. Virginia beat Auburn on like by making three free throws right at the end, and then Texas Tech and Michigan State I think went to overtime or that or came down to the wire. But yeah, more times than not, unfortunately, it's just that's how it goes. You don't have all the unpredictability.
Yeah, I mean the same thing is with most sports, But
Yeah,
I, I love a good storyline.
yeah. Well, I mean, like college wrestling, you don't see a lot of underdog stories coming through, right?
No, no, like I think the year that Shane Griffith he won it as an 8 seed.
Okay.
But I mean you see some guys All American from there's placement meet matches so that you see some cool storylines on that or um where you'll see guys that were pigtailed into it and ended up podium on the podium to get an All American where they were ranked 33rd coming into the season or into the tournament and they make it. Like that's awesome to see. But or sometimes you'll see a guy. It seems like it happens every year. I think Penn State had a guy this year. I can't remember who it was,
Yep, yep. I think
but
I know. I know
lost
the
the
kid you're talking
first
about.
match and then he won back all the way to third, which is
Okay.
a gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, I got you.
like not that you could do placement match or games of basketball because there wouldn't be the interest.
Yeah, I still think, and I'm kind of surprised that they don't. Like, why more leagues don't even try like a third place game?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that would actually like. Could you imagine like I don't know. Heck, they could do that the week
LSU
before. Oh,
LSU UConn for basketball.
oh, that'd be fun. But I was gonna mean like, imagine the week before the Super Bowl instead of doing the Pro Bowl, you can either do the toilet bowl or do the third place game. Like, and the winner gets like a better pick. I don't know. I don't know how exactly you can do it.
Right.
That's the only bad part. But
That'd be interesting.
yeah. Hey, so you were saying before we got on that I was gonna be moving Dan Gable's statue. Did I hear that right?
Actually they did today,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe it was. They moved it into their into the front of their new wrestling facility, which I don't know how I feel about it because I like literally think to me Carver is the house that Gable built.
Mm-hmm.
Now it might be Caitlin Clark's house now, and maybe like you brought up to
Yep.
me, that's where they're going to put her statue, which would make sense. And putting Gable in front of the new wrestling facility is awesome, but it's just like I liked it in front of Carver too. I don't know how to
Yeah.
feel about it.
Well, and and at Lambeau Field they have a statue of Curly Lambeau and Vince Lombardi basically right by each other. It's
Yep.
maybe 100 feet within each other. But I wonder why they couldn't have done that. Maybe like Axel
Right.
or Hawkeye, have Gable on one side and have Clark on the other.
And yeah, in reality, why not just have two of Gable? I like that. Have Gable there. I mean, have him in both places.
I mean,
He's
to each their own.
a legend. But
Yeah.
um, well, speaking of wrestling, this week there was the Olympic qualifier. It's the last chance qualifier where um there's like a tournament to decide who wrestles for the United States in the Olympics this year. And there are 6 weights, and in 2 of those weights, I know one was 57 kilogram. I want to say the other one was 61 or 65. I'm going to say it's like Anthony Ashnold. I want to say the one was 65. I'm not 100% on that, but you had 2 high school sophomores wrestling in the last chance qualifier finals. I know one of them beat Anthony Ashnault, who won a national title for Rutgers a few years ago in like 2019, 2020, something around there. No, not 2020, 2019. So a high school sophomore is beating a 26, 27-year-old man
Holy
to
cow!
go to the Olympic. I mean, he ended up. This was what's his name? Bo Bassett. He ended up getting second. He tech falled Anthony Ashnault, by the way. Um, but he ended up getting tech falled in the finals and did not earn a spot. But at 57 kilograms, Jack Forrest, also a high school sophomore, did beat Nathan Tomasello, who was a 1 or 2 time national champ for Ohio State, and he is going to be he's going to be wrestling in the tournament against like Spencer Lee, Nico Megaludis, Thomas Gilman. Like he
Whoa.
the it is a stacked field at that weight to see who's going to represent the United States. And the really funny thing about that is the United States has not qualified 57 for the Olympics yet. So whoever wins that will have to go to a last chance qualifier to try to to win that tournament to qualify for the Olympics. So whoever wins that weight is going to have their work cut out for them.
So, a quick question for you, and I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. So, for each weight, does the U.S. only get to send one wrestler then?
Yep.
One. Okay.
Yep.
I gotcha.
There's 10 weight classes. No, there's 8 weight classes normally. It's 10 or 14 in high school, 10 in college, 8 in like world whatever, and then there's only 6 of them in the Olympics.
Okay.
So you have some like world champs that aren't gonna make it because they have to you have a world champ at like 97 and I don't remember all 86 or something like that. One might have to cut down and try to yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
You have a lot of really good wrestlers don't make the Olympics,
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it is the Olympics.
It's the Olympics.
The best of the best.
Yep. Which makes like the things that Tom Brands and Dan Gable both did, where they won Olympic gold without allowing a point scored against them in that tournament, is incredible.
Holy cow! I didn't even know any of that. My gosh.
And there might be more of them that have done it, but I know Tom Brands and Dan Gable both did.
Wow.
72 it was Gable and 96 with Brands.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Good wrestling. I don't know enough about freestyle. It's kind of like other sports where I'm trying to get more and more into it. I knew folk style only for a long time, and the last few years I've been watching as much freestyle as I can, but it's not the easiest thing to follow. There's not a lot, there's not a big following of it. There's not a lot on TV, so.
Okay. I gotcha. So Cody, and speaking of sports that you're trying to slowly get into, I know how much of a basketball fan you are, and I know how much you love the NBA. I know you're probably getting ready to. You're excited for the playoffs starting in 2 weeks.
Oh
right?
God, can't wait! Yeah, yep.
Or maybe it's next week. I can't remember when Ashton said the playoff. They're playing tournaments. I think it's next week.
I will have to look at my notes.
Okay, yeah, because we'll that is when we will briefly talk about the NBA for about like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I haven't.
NBA basketball is not good.
No,
just gonna be straightforward there. However, while the NBA playoffs suck, and we're also gonna touch about this in a couple weeks, the Stanley Cup playoffs are probably the greatest I would say it's either the best or maybe after the NFL. It's the second best playoffs in all sports. It just is.
I'm excited to watch it this year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, just
there's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere is different. The physicality is different. Like I don't want to say that people are necessarily nonchalant during the regular season, but every little blade of ice means everything.
It amps up a lot. Like, I mean, I remember watching a little bit as a kid with my dad because he was. I wouldn't say he was a huge fan by any means, but he grew up in Detroit area, and the Red Wings were pretty good for a while. Mm-hmm. So
They might actually. There's a chance they might make the playoffs this year.
Hmm.
I think as a wild card team maybe. But
Okay.
but
I
yeah,
think my
they were
brother's
pretty
a
bad for a while.
Red Wing fan.
I got you. I got you. And then my Stars are locked in. Your Panthers are locked in.
Locked in. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, we'll get to talk about the old Stanley Cup playoffs.
7-game series or
Yep.
7.
Yep.
Best of 7.
Best of 7. Always ends in a handshake line. It's just I don't know. It's just always awesome to watch. And then another sport you've been kind of diving into or trying to dive into. I need to do a better job on this. Is soccer
Yes.
or
Football.
Yeah, football.
I know that as of right now, after Tuesday's game, Wrexham is in second place in their table. The top 3 are automatically promoted. I think there's 3 games left, so they're right in the thick of it. I know that they play Stockport once. That's who's at top of their table right now. They're a game up on them. Yeah, it's in sight, and it'd be back-to-back promotions, which is huge. Almost like it's not unheard of, but it's pretty rare. Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Because basically you climb to the top of the table, and then you're basically just going back to square one. Like,
Yeah, you're going to the bottom of the next table. You're like,
yeah.
So, but they climb right back to the top, and usually I'm going to say that like I've been watching. Or it's hard to watch. You can't really get it in the United States that well. They make it very difficult, and even like the videos that are put on Twitter are not available to watch in the United States. It's crazy. Yeah, like they are for like momentarily. I get to watch them, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Yeah.
But
Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney. We need to
exactly.
Twitter game here.
Let's go, Deadpool. They. Oh, what was I going to say? I don't know. They're fun to watch, but they've been or their Saturday games have usually been better than their Tuesday games when they have a Saturday and a Tuesday. Their Tuesday ones they've seemed to not do so well, but this one they won. They were up 2-0 at half and ended up winning 4-1. So full time. That was
Dang.
Nice win to see, and it wasn't like against a scrub. It was kind of a team probably playing for the playoffs.
Okay.
Because like 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th playoff to get that 4th promotion.
Yep. I remember you saying that. So, well, that's good for them.
Yeah.
Again, hopefully they can keep climbing. Because I wonder if they were to even make it to the the champion or the Premier League, right?
So that's the highest. Well, not that's the highest league of theirs. If they were to make it to they'd make a lot more money. I know, right? Now they're in League 2, then it goes League 1, and then it's the Championship League. Champions or Championship?
Championship. Yep, I remember that from Ted Lasso.
Championship. And then they can go to the Premier League, and then the top few teams of that can go into like a Champions League. But I think they're playing like other countries and stuff.
I gotcha. Well, again, could you just imagine if they're how much publicity like they would get if they made it to the Premier League?
Oh my goodness, that's their goal.
Yeah, which I mean,
why
would you buy something like if you're Reynolds and McElhaney? Why would you buy something and not try to make it great?
Right, and it's fun to watch, man. It's been really cool. You wonder like you're watching guys though, like to me, they're almost playing themselves out of their job sometimes. Like if they get too good, they're gonna get replaced because they're not. Like this is a really good League 2 player. Is he gonna be a really good league, or is he gonna be an average League 1 player?
Yep.
But
no, I know what you mean. Not really along the same line, but on the old MLB The Show baseball games, this was like maybe 10 years ago. You do your own little road to the show, your own career mode, and my guy would always be awesome at AAA, like right before the big leagues. Well, then like how I would do it is my team would be like in line for a playoff spot, or at least in the AAA team. But unfortunately, then like if I were to go up to the majors, so the Twins, they were bad. They were really bad. So if I got called up, I would intentionally suck for a week and do everything I could to get sent back down. Just
Nice.
because of that. Just because of
Well,
that.
that kind of reminds me of like when I used to play that. I think it was like NASCAR '05. It was a long time ago. They
Chasing Bell.
had they is that the one that had the modified series, and then you
Yep.
could. I I was so good with the modified, and then like I did good everything else, but I liked racing the modified so that when they like I would wait as long as possible to try to get moved up because I liked driving the modified so much.
Well, see, that's why you know what you need to do, and this is what I did. You need to do one of two things. You either need to just wait and hope that you earn more enough money where you can just start your own team, so then you can
Oh
just
yeah,
drive the mod squad, or you just should have went into Walmart and looked at the cheat code that you can, where you can just buy yourself $1 million to your account each time,
wow,
and then that's how you buy, that's how you just buy a team, and then you can race everything.
it's true. It's true, but I don't like the cheat codes. I like to earn it.
Okay, well, you're not fun, but see,
Like
and
Grand
again,
Theft Auto is so much better when you earn it all.
oh, they have cheat codes for that game. I mean, that shouldn't surprise
Oh,
me, but
stop!
no, well, I barely played it
Everybody
the other
know.
day.
Oh
I
yeah,
played it.
you're
I didn't play it enough
so good. Your mom. You should ask your mom for permission to play it.
to play it. Okay, okay. I will ask her that tomorrow night because I'm pretty sure what I want to watch is going to get rained out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But so I wonder, you think the new college football game is going to have any cheat codes or anything?
Oh, definitely gonna have some cheat codes like all-star recruiting or all that unlimited NIL money.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine that?
It's also called Alabama.
Yeah, well, actually, maybe not anymore. Saban's gone, so maybe
That's true.
it's probably
Texas.
the Ohio State, maybe. Which I hate saying. Maybe Georgia. I don't know.
There's probably a few.
Well, Cody, again, we're about 3 months away. That's what I've heard. 3 months.
Yeah, you said July 18th. Is that when
July
college
19th.
game? 19th. Dang.
That's what the latest rumor is. Again, there's not a definitive date yet, but that's just the latest rumor. So that'd be Austin's birthday. So that'd be a cool birthday present for him.
Austin.
Andy's brother, that guy. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know him.
yeah, that guy. Well, let's see. So we touched on that football. I don't know, Cody. I
Yeah,
would ask you if we
Major
talk
League.
about football, but we don't.
I did see that Lionel Messi is supposed to be coming back soon, or I just saw
Oh,
like a
he's
highlight
injured.
of that. Yeah, he hasn't played much.
Oh, well, that's a bad investment by Inter Miami.
They're not doing the greatest.
Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he's sitting out. I'll put that in quotes.
I know that they are playing Monterrey.
Okay, so that's Mexico.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an MLS game or
It's probably just an
that's like
exhibition, I would say. Because I know
it's a quarterfinal. It's a tournament of some sort. It's 0-0 right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know the soccer season's
Ooh,
weird because you have like MLS games going on during the year, and then you have also
yeah, you have tournaments in the middle of it, and
or these weird exhibitions or friendlies.
yep,
Yeah.
it's a strange sport, man. It's beautiful. It really is. It's a really beautiful sport, but it's strange. Speaking of beautiful sports, I know. Well, I don't know if I can call them my Miami Marlins won their second game of the season today. So
Good job, Miami.
2-10 or 2-11 beat New
Okay.
York Yankees. So
Hey, that's
I
good.
hate to say this, Cass, but Yankees suck.
Yankees do suck. This comes from a Twins fan whose team has only won 4 games this year. But
2 now
so
for the Marlins. Baseball season's in, but we won't really talk much about baseball unless there's something really cool happening.
yeah, or if like Shohei Ohtani
Or
gets
the
suspended for life or something like that. But
playoffs.
yeah, but Cody, I mean, I think what the people have been waiting for, and I don't know. Do you hear that? Do you hear that sound at all?
I hear some faint music.
Yeah, it's like
What
a
is that?
piano or something.
Oh yeah. Cue the piano music.
Thank you, my good friend. That is right, everybody. It is time for our Masters preview.
I can't
Do you
wait,
like do you like the little
dude.
soft voice talking like
I
that?
do. I won't be able to do it because one, I'm pumped, and two, I don't have a soft voice that I can. No, it just doesn't work for me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But yes, everybody, it is time for the 88th edition of the Masters. And
Um, Actually, I want to give. I just brought up Cass. This Masters coverage is going to be brought to you by Decora Pest Control. Call call on that to get call on Decora Pest Control. Ask for Cass. He will help you get rid of any rats or mice, any insects and uh,
I see what
just
you
a
did there. That
good.
was good.
Thank you. I mean, I just dissed his Yankees, so I felt like I had to give him a nice little shout out and
Okay.
um, F the live. Like I'm just not a big fan of it. It's uh,
Okay.
I
So
gotta find Cass's information again, and before I go too far.
okay.
Oh, it's wrong. I'm looking at the wrong spot.
Okay. While
Decor
you're
Pest
looking,
Control.
okay.
No, you go.
Do you got it? Do you got? Okay. I was just gonna say
No,
while you're looking for that. I mean, as I've always said, or as I've been telling you, Augusta means one thing. It means springtime is here.
it's
Like
true.
it really does. You look at how beautiful Augusta National looks this time of the year, and now we're starting to get warm weather out here in Iowa. It's just like everything's.
I mean,
Perfect.
I went to the driving range for my lunch break today because I just needed to hit a golf ball.
And
But
tell the people how did that go?
frustrating. It's
Okay.
just like a golf game. Like I hit some beauties. I hit some shanks. I haven't done this in years, but two clubs flew out of my hands on accident. Like I wasn't throwing them. Once I dug such a deep trench that well, it just fell out of my hands, and the club didn't really go anywhere. And the other time, I came over top of one, and it just like flew straight to my left.
Wow.
If there would have been anybody there, it would have hit him.
Would you be surprised if I said that I've never done that? Had the golf club fly out
No,
of my hands like that?
I I had I had done it like once maybe before, and that was using a club that like the grip was so slick that it just flew out like it was a bad grip on it, and
Yeah.
it hadn't been touched in decades.
Okay.
So this was like the second two. It happened twice today, and that was probably the second and third time it's happened in my life.
Dang.
It was bad, but I had a couple beautiful drives.
Good. Good.
But oh yeah, here we go. Cass does offer Decora Pest Control offers monthly and quarterly service. He does house inspections for wood eating insects. So F termites,
Mm-hmm.
call 563-419-3251. Ask for Cass and tell him Unrelated Sports Podcast sent him.
That sounds like a professional ad read. I'm
I
proud of you.
What do you mean it is a professional ad read? Everything I do is professional.
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Oh boy. Okay, so steering the ship back on course here. So Cody, I mean, I think we'll give our picks after a little bit here, but I think where do you want to start with the Masters? Do we start with Scotty? Do we start with Tiger? Where do we start?
Let's start. I mean, what's the draw in golf?
Jordan Spieth.
And that's the roller coaster.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, no, it's the cat. It's always been the cat.
He brings something and he's playing. Does he make the cut?
Yes.
I agree. That'd make his
25th.
25th in a row if he makes it.
And it would break a record. Like Tiger's currently tied for the record right now. I can't remember who he's tied with. But yeah, no, if he gets number 25,
that's
it.
Impressive.
That's another record that he owns then.
He has a couple of them.
Yeah, just a few. Just a few. He's still missing a couple big ones, but yeah.
Still the GOAT.
Again, he's just like you said, he's the draw. It's just, Like, can you imagine what's going to happen if he's in contention on Sunday? I know it's not going to happen. Like, the odds of that happening are slim and none. But
he would. I mean, it breaks records every time he's in contention. It's just people hear about it. People flock to that TV.
Yep.
People that don't give a rat's butt about golf will flock to the TV to watch Tiger in contention.
Yep.
So I I hope he plays well.
I just hope he makes it. If he does make the cut, I hope he's able to make it all 4 rounds. He wasn't able to
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
So
he he withdrew early on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah. So hopefully his back holds up. Hopefully the leg holds up. I mean, he says he's feeling good. I mean, he obviously got sick his last tournament that he played, but
yeah,
hopefully physically he's feeling good. That's all we can hope for.
That's all you want from him.
Yeah.
You just want, like, it's. I'm not going to say that he can't win another major because like Phil did it a couple years ago, and he's a different animal than Phil.
Yep.
But like things are going to have to work out perfect for him to win it. So I would love to see it.
If it's going to happen anywhere,
it's Augusta.
This is the only major that doesn't change venue or that doesn't change venues.
Yeah,
and it's the course that he knows like the back of his hand. So, boy. So, transitioning from Tiger, we're gonna go to the guy who's actually, I think he has the shortest odds to win the Masters, and we haven't seen odds like this since Tiger in his heyday. Is Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Learning
bearded Scotty
putting.
Scheffler.
Yeah, his putting has come along a little bit with that mallet, and it has changed the game for him. Like he's been the best at everything else.
Yep, everything tee to green, and then
if he could just be average on the greens, he's gonna dominate. And things are lining up for him to look really good this year.
Yeah, I mean he's coming in hot. I know he didn't win his last tournament that he played in, but he's playing good golf. It's Augusta. He's won there before. He knows the jacket size, so it's hard to bet against him. Who are some other guys that you're kind of looking at that maybe could be his like top challenger to an extent?
I mean, Rory's always a challenger there.
Yep.
Like we've mentioned, Spieth can be.
Oh boy, I hope he's in contention just to see where it goes. That's all I want to see.
Like, I don't know, Rahm won it last year. I mean, he's got to be up there.
The only thing I'll say with Rahm, and I know I've hammered this to you before, being on the LIV Tour and not being in a true competitive setting,
right,
like where you have to win to guarantee whatever money you want to get, and only playing 54 holes, I don't know how he's going to transition to that because as we've discussed,
he's already complained about that. I mean,
yeah. And Brooks Koepka is the only one that the LIV Tour makes sense for, or the fact of play less golf, only worry about the majors, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah. Let's see who else are major contenders. Morikawa has got to be.
Actually, I don't know. He really hasn't played that good of golf of late. Like,
no, hasn't.
No.
I'm basing most of mine as like, I guess mostly who I want to see do well, but like also
that's understandable.
The guy I want to see win, and actually, I mean, he just won the par 3 contest today, so he's playing good golf. You said that's a bad omen. I'm saying it's Ricky. He's gonna break. If there's an omen, he's the guy that's gonna like change it.
Okay, so for those
Ricky Fowler.
For those listening who don't know, Ricky Fowler won the par 3 contest that they hold every Wednesday before the Masters. Unfortunately, the winner of the par 3 contest has never gone on to win the Masters in the same year. It's basically a big curse. The closest, I think, in 90 and 93, Raymond Floyd, one of those years, finished third. I can't remember who the other guy was. But the best finish by the par 3 contest winner is third. But, as you said...
Tell Ricky Fowler.
If there's one guy that, I mean, to just be looking up for all the curses that he can find to break them, it's Ricky.
Dude, can you imagine the atmosphere? Not just like the fans, because Ricky has one of the biggest fan bases in golf, but the other players love Ricky. Yeah. They would be ecstatic to see him win it. Other than like they're mad that they didn't win it, but like, it'd be like Dale, like the scene of Dale Earnhardt winning Daytona.
Yep.
Or like if Mark Martin would have won Daytona.
Yep, he would be Kevin Hart.
Bastard.
Yeah, I don't.
You see, I
Sometimes.
even throw NASCAR references in there. How do you like that?
Are you feeling all right? Are we sure we
No,
shouldn't be
my
running back in
appendix
here?
might be breaking.
Ha ha. You're funny. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, if Ricky wins, holy mother mercy, that's gonna be like one of the largest reception. It'll be like honestly like when Tiger won back in
Yeah,
2019. Like that
yeah,
shit, like such the reception line. It's like everybody's gonna be high fiving him. I don't
because
know
he's
what
got a
Jordan Spieth.
line of
Like,
buddies.
yeah, if I'm Ricky, I don't know if I want to touch Jordan though. After I win the Masters, something bad might happen.
That's true.
Um, so some other names that I'm kind of keeping an eye on, not who I'm picking, but Xander Schauffele's always good at Augusta.
Oh, yep.
Um,
Well, Zalatoris.
I'm okay. I'll get to Willie Z. Don't you worry. I'll get to Willie Z.
Sorry, I ruined your moment.
You did. Congrats. Hideki Matsuyama, who won in
Oh, yeah.
2021, and Hideki's playing very good golf of late. Like, and as we've talked about, he's not necessarily a streaky golfer, but if he's on one like the first round of a tournament, yeah, it's bad news for everybody else because then he just gets
Yeah.
cooking. Um, let's see some other guys. I mean, Wyndham Clark's played good golf. I mean, he almost won the Players Championship.
But
So close.
without that lip out.
Um, Another guy that's interesting, he's kind of like Spieth, is Sahith Theegala. Never won on the PGA Tour before. He's American, but never won on the PGA Tour. But it'll be a wild show. That's about all.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then not necessarily who's gonna win, but Brooks Koepka's paired with Brian Harmon for the first round, and Brooks likes to play golf really fast. Brian Harmon, let's see, what's the right word, Cody? What am I looking for his style of play?
Um, Molasses.
Yes, yes, and yes. So that might be why Brooks might not win because he might get charged with murder at some point for killing
Right.
Brian Harmon.
Like if you're a fast player and you're stuck behind a group or playing, it is frustrating.
Oh, I hate
I
it. I hate it.
I mean I'm a pretty quick player, but that's just mostly because I suck and I just go up and hit the ball and don't think about it. But
You don't take the 10 practice swings and everything
no,
before it. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, yeah, because Brooks has shown his displeasure with like playing with Patrick Cantley before and
or
stuff.
didn't DeChambeau, he got
Yep.
pretty snarky with.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun rivalry for like a
That
month,
was.
and then it died. But yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. See how Brooks responds because you never know. Maybe Brooks can make it go the other way, where if you're just playing good enough golf, you just make the other guys have to catch up to your pace.
That's true.
Good. But now you were kept trying to ruin my moment here. My actual pick, Happy Gilmore's former caddy, Will Zalatoris. That's where we're going. Willie Z plays very good at Augusta, and I saw a stat earlier, like his let's just say putting statistics are like maybe 100th on tour at every other place minus Augusta. At Augusta, he's inside like the top 10.
That's crazy.
I know it makes no sense because the Augusta greens are not easy at all. They're very
No.
undulated and everything. But yeah, no, I think it's Willie Z's year. His back's finally healthy. So like I said, he plays well there to begin with. I think it's Willie Z's year.
I'm going Ricky.
Um,
I really am. I do feel it.
I mean, it's his first Masters in 4 or 5 years because he hasn't been eligible for it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for Ricky too because it'd be awesome.
That'd be fantastic. Zalatoris, I think he'll. It's kind of like you want your guys to get him now because it's like you would have thought Rory, Spieth, JT, like Kepka, would just keep winning them at the rate that they were going. Morikawa too. Like Morikawa looked unstoppable for a while. That was one we didn't mention today when we were talking, but.
Yep. Yeah, because I just thought of I only thought of him winning the PGA Championship. I forgot he won the Open too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy how quick the game changes. Where you go from on top of the world to you can't win anymore. Like, again, Jordan Spieth hasn't won a major since 2017, since he won the Open.
That's crazy.
I know, and Rory since like 2015, 2016, whenever he won the Open Championship. It's like My gosh.
And like the thing difference between those two is like Spieth has been everywhere. You know, he's played really good, really bad.
Yep.
Rory has been good
Mm-hmm.
for a while.
Very
He
good.
just can't
Yeah.
win those majors anymore. Which like, yeah, one of the most sad sights I've ever seen was him melting down at Augusta. But
Oh, 13 years ago. Yeah, where he
yeah,
going in the back nine, leading I think by four or five, whatever it was, and he hit balls where people have never seen balls hit before. Yeah, even
they
Jordan
were
Spieth hasn't
oh,
explored over there yet.
right. And Spieth has seen tops of roofs. I mean,
Yes, yes, he has. He purposely did that last week. Um, but Cody, I'm excited. I mean, what I've heard is that the forecast does not sound very promising at all for tomorrow. Like it really
okay,
doesn't. However, there's only 88 players in the field, so it's not an insanely large field. That's all that was qualified, and part of that might have been because of all the live guys that left.
I didn't realize it was that small of a field this
Field,
year.
yeah.
What's it
I don't even.
normally?
I think maybe it's only usually 100. It's usually not that. It's not as
Not
large as
it's
like
not
the
as big as
PGA.
like PGA has like a 150, 150.
Yeah, yeah, or even the U.S. Open, or heck, even the Open Championship. Yeah, it. Um, yeah, the Masters is just usually a pretty small select field, but so even if they're able to get a little bit done tomorrow, and then Friday they can just go hammer away, and
That's a lot of golf in a day.
yeah, well,
If
especially
you have
like
to, if you have to play 36 at Augusta in one day, it's a
that's a lot of logging.
long day.
Yeah,
Do they reset the pins after?
I think so. I think they do.
Okay,
Um, but yeah, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Yeah, again, by far my favorite golf tournament of the whole year.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's
nothing that beats the
it's
Masters.
probably a top five sporting event of the year. Really.
Oh yeah, hands down. And again, just because it's always at the same place, that's what
Yeah,
helps. It's just
that's.
because, like I've said
I
time
mean,
and time again, I know when we get to Sunday, I know where I know where the pins are. I know where you got to hit the ball. Obviously, I can't hit the ball like how they do, but
no.
um, so Cody, I guess, do you have anything else you want to touch on the Masters?
Go, Ricky.
Okay. Well, Ricky can get second again. He's done it before, so
You want him to win too. Shut up.
you're right. You're right, and partly because of
The
that, should we
the only person that I would want to see win over him would be wearing red instead of orange.
that? So Patrick Reed, because he usually wears red on Sundays.
Love Patrick Reed. Said no one ever.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was surprised. That like when he did win I mean, I know it's what Augusta or what the patrons can't do anyway, but like when he won the Masters in 2018, I'm kind of surprised he didn't get booed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because yeah,
He's
nobody likes
not
that
well
guy.
liked. By the way, did you see Annie Agar did a Masters
Yeah.
video today? It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Did you see the little snide comment that she made her at the end?
I
The
guess
Tigers.
I have to go back and watch the rest of it because I finished about half of it before I got yelled at.
Yeah, yelled at by who?
Yeah, some chick upstairs.
Oh, okay. So hey, before I do forget, so I think we maybe touched on this last week, but you know how there are some do's and don'ts that you can't do at Augusta.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I got a little list pulled up here. So you cannot have cell phones.
Okay.
No beepers or electronic devices. You cannot bring any coolers. Let's see, chairs with pointed ends. I don't know what that means. Or like folding chairs you can't bring in.
Okay.
Can't bring in any radios. Can't even bring in a stroller. I did not know that.
Ooh, poor parents. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be bringing my kid to Augusta anyway, but
yeah. Um, yeah, and like there's no running. The cool thing is though is that if you bring a folding chair or just like a lawn chair and you set it up somewhere that cannot be moved, like you're the only person that can move it. Nobody else can actually physically take it. I'm pretty sure they have
interesting.
people watching that all day. Like
Interesting.
all the people that are working at Augusta. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. They got some cool rules there, or some cool ones, and then some not so. cool ones.
Yeah,
But like we talked about last week, the no cell phone one is pretty sweet. That way you just get
it is nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah, you just get to enjoy it all. Let's see. Oh, you can't even bring a selfie stick, Cody. How in the heck are you supposed to take pictures with your favorite golfers if you can't bring a selfie stick?
Well, aren't selfie sticks for cell phones?
Oh, good point. Forgot about that. Valid point. Valid point. Um, so I guess sticking with the golf theme, should we get into our top 5 for the week?
Top 5? Are you gonna shout out the who it's brought to you by?
It's brought to us by now, especially now that the weather's getting nice. Like Take Lawn Care for all of your lawn care needs. Shout out to Catlin, who is picking Mr. Sahith Theegala to win the Masters.
Didn't see that.
Only because him and Stevie Lichtig both agreed that they wanted to kind of pick a far out, kind of a semi far out winner. Like they couldn't just pick Scotty, for example.
Right.
So totally understand that.
Yep.
But yes,
that's nice.
But yes, this top 5 is brought to you by Lichtig Lawn Care. Call them for all of your lawn care needs, especially now with the weather getting nice. So our top 5 for this week is our top 5 favorite golfers, because it's Masters weekend. Why do we not talk about golf?
Yeah, I mean, this is the best week to talk about golf. I mean, I can talk about golf literally every day, but
I know. But yeah, it's just it's Masters week. There is no, as Jim Nantz always says, it's a tradition like any other.
You're gonna get sued.
Probably will.
So let's start. I'm gonna give my number. I'm gonna give a couple shout outs to people who are just off my top 5.
Okay.
One of them is Zach Johnson, 2-time Master winner, right?
Yep. No, 1-time Master winner. 1-time Open champion.
Open champion.
But yeah, he's won at Augusta and St. Andrews. If you're gonna win two majors,
that's right. Yeah, two coolest golf courses.
Yeah,
that's right. Iowa boy, gotta love him.
Go Hawks.
And the other one is I just started watching Full Swing, and Joel Damon has become instantly one of my favorite golfers, just because he's so funny and like he's just anti himself. Like he has no belief in himself, but yet he's one of the top golfers in the world. Like I think last I looked, he's like 120th or maybe 150th ranked, but like,
which is still nothing to sneeze at. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good golfer.
Yeah, Joel's fame definitely grew because you're only in season 1 right now, right?
Yeah.
Full Swing. Yeah. Yep. Wait till season 2 because they do an episode on Joel there too.
Nice. I can't wait. I absolutely loved that episode on him.
Yeah, and him and his caddy. I forget what his caddy's name is, but him and his caddy's relationship's fun.
It is great.
They're buddies who are. It's like what I'm hoping to do with you when I
can't wait. Yep, it's gonna be great. And the only reason he's gonna become mine is because I will join the senior tour before he is eligible.
Well, and Cody's a better golfer than I am, but yes.
I mean, we're comparing like two terrible golfers, so
yeah.
I'm just not as bad as Andy. Is what it's not that I'm better than you. It's just I'm not as bad as you.
No, I'm like Jordan Spieth off the tee. There's not.
Yeah, that's true.
Inch of the golf course property that I do not like to see.
That is very true. I like to see the right side. I am a straight slicer.
Oh, no, that's where normally I go until I hit the ground right beforehand, and then we're going left because that's where I aim to play for the slice. So, yeah, it's all fun. All fun and games.
It's a good time.
Yeah. Okay, so who is number 5?
My dog just crawled up behind me. Let's see if we can get a little view of him. Let's see. See it? There he is.
Oh, there he
crawled.
is.
Kitchen table, just scared the crap out of me. Marino, yep.
Yeah, look at me.
Good boy. He's the goodest boy.
Good.
But
good boy.
My number 5. Now he took off. Is the favorite to win the Masters this week, Scotty Scheffler, and I love him because he is not what a pro golfer is supposed to be. Like if you talk to any swing coach, they tell you keep your feet planted. You know, like and you watch him, and he is launching his feet off the ground.
Yep. Some people have
It's
said,
great to watch.
that's what they're hoping the new PGA Tour logo is. Like maybe if they merge leagues and stuff between them,
Oh yeah,
two of
just
them,
have that.
yeah,
Just
that
have
can be that can be the silhouette.
that'd be great.
Oh, that'd be funny.
You going?
No.
Are we doing back and forth?
Yeah. We'll do back and forth.
Okay.
So I'll get my honorable mentions. I like Scotty as well. He's not in my top 5, but I do love Scotty, and he seems like a nice guy. Did you hear that he said that if his wife goes into labor at any point during the tournament, because his wife is pregnant,
Very
so
pregnant.
if she goes into labor at any point during the next 4 days, he will withdraw.
Wow.
Even if he's lead on Sunday, because I think that is their first child. So yeah, you probably don't want to.
Yeah, you want to be there.
Somebody who obviously has plenty of experience with that, with children.
You want to be there.
Yeah. So no, I love Scotty, and then I mean, if you're in Iowa and you don't like Zach Johnson, what are you doing?
Exactly.
So my number 5, I love Max Homa.
Okay.
I do like Max. His Twitter game's fun.
I do too.
Especially when he gets sniped. Because people on Twitter, they can hide behind the screen and try to hurl insults at anybody, and his comebacks are always pretty funny.
I'll have to look into him.
Yeah, no. So I like Max Homa. He seems like a nice guy. I think he. I don't know if
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah,
Tommy boy.
I've never really seen him.
I know you haven't.
Yeah, but I don't know. If Max will quite be in contention this week. Him and Augusta, I don't think have quite gotten along yet. But
Augusta's where people like to win their first.
that or the PGA. Those are always the two. It's weird. But yeah, as I say, Augusta normally you don't choose to win there; it chooses you. That's basically it.
That's very true.
Okay, who's number 4?
Number 4 is, how do you not love John Daly?
Yeah.
Like, he's the epitome of what I want to be as a golfer. Other than I don't drink, so I kind of lose a little bit there. Or smoke. Yeah. I'll have a cigar once in a while, though.
Okay. Yeah, he's not having stogies,
no.
So he's having something else.
No, he's having... And I'm not drinking Diet Coke either.
Yeah. So, but... Yeah, no, that's a good choice.
Dude, that guy used to pound that ball.
He still does. I mean,
yeah, he does.
I mean, now, and him and his son have a NIL, or basically an NIL deal with Hooters. It's like,
yep.
Legendary.
And with Manscaped, they have deal with them. They have commercials. So there was a commercial with John Daly, like his son's like, I got a Manscaped, and his dad like starts to reach down his pants like he's gonna start shaving himself right there. No, this is a beard groomer. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's
yeah.
John Daly.
Quite the character. Quite the character.
Yep.
My number 4 is my pick. It's Willie Z.
Nice.
I mean, I like Willie Z. Nice guy. Again, he reminds everybody of the initial caddy of Happy Gilmore. It's just,
dude, there are so many people that think that he is that guy.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
That's why I hope he makes a cameo on Happy Gilmore too.
I do too.
I really do.
Like him and the kid that actually played it just getting a fight would be something.
Yep. Oh my gosh! See, he could be the new Lee Trevino. Like he could maybe just say about 2 lines and that's it, and then maybe shake his head a couple times. That's all he does. Okay. So number three for you.
3 for me is Texas boy roller coaster ride Jordan Spieth. Nobody's gonna see that because you're never gonna put this on YouTube.
That's true. That's why I'm seeing it for you. We're riding the Spieth coaster. That's all we're doing.
It's true.
Yeah, I love Jordan.
He's so much fun. He's such a good golfer, but he's
just
so erratic.
And listen to him and his caddy Michael Greller just talk through everything.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Greller at times though, because I wonder just what's going through his mind.
He's got to think I'm gonna get fired.
or maybe I just need to quit.
Yeah.
There's probably a happy medium somewhere in there. Oh boy. So our top three are going to be roughly the same. I think just in a slightly different order.
Different order.
My number 3 is going to be your pick, Ricky.
Yep.
Again, Ricky. You know who I'll equivalent to him? I'll throw a little NASCAR in this, to a sense. I think he's like Casey Kane. Really nice, young-looking guy, very quiet, and maybe doesn't win as much as people think he probably should have.
I'd say maybe not the young part, but I'd equivalent him to Mark Martin, but that's just because I don't know Casey Kane as much. But
okay,
he's all runner up a lot.
Yep, can never win the big one.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yep. No, okay, I like that. That's understandable. Okay. So who's number 2 for you then?
You just said it, Ricky Fowler.
Okay.
I have loved Ricky for years. He is a show, man. And his biggest win was he won the Players Championship, right? Like that.
Yep.
Like that. They've talked about like that's almost like the 5th major, but it's not. And
yep. Well, and if I remember it from when he won that, like I can't remember who he was against, but they went to a playoff like three holes, and he threw darts a couple times on 17, and that's really hard to do.
He has some beautiful shots, man.
Yeah, that's why I wish he would have won the U.S. Open last year. Oh, that would be so freaking awesome. So my number 2, we're gonna flip flop 2 and 3. We're going all aboard the Spieth coaster. We're just,
yep.
I mean, how can you not like Jordan? I mean, there's not really anything like that he does that's unlikable in a sense.
No.
Then you watch him hit the ball and it's like, hey, that's just like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some stuff. And other stuff, it's like, holy cow, how in the heck do you do that?
But dude, his putter.
Yeah.
When it's on, holy shnikes.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those where maybe inside of 5 to 10 feet, he's kind of sketchy. It is all aboard the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And when it's on, anything outside of 20, 30, it's like, well, bombs away. Just let it rip.
He puts them in so often from this has like a 3% chance of making it. Sunk.
Yep. So I saw something funny from the par 3 contest today that him and Ricky were paired with each other, and they have all their families and stuff who are the caddies. And I saw Jordan's little boy Sammy, and then Ricky's little girl, I think Maya is her name, and they were just all they were like the best of friends. They played in the sand trap a little bit with each other. It was just like, oh, it's cool to see. It's always cool when you can see little kids.
Dude, the sand at Augusta is so pretty.
I know, it's so white.
It's specially made for them.
Okay.
I saw something.
Oh,
I saw something on the making of it. I don't remember where, but.
And you know that they that there's no divots at Augusta. They already have basically pieces of, I don't know if it's turf or whatever, ready to replace as soon as the group has moved on. So that's why you never get caught in a divot there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, they do a heck of a job there. Another reason why I love that course so much.
Yeah, because you see some of those majors, they're playing on some nasty stuff by the end of the tournament.
It's like brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't good.
And it looks like bombs have been going off with as many divots and.
Yep.
It's nasty.
It looks like me trying to swing purposely like that, where I'm trying to swing and I just miss.
Yeah.
So I guess do we
even need to say? We can say it together.
1. Let's go.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah. They're.
He is the show. He is what brought me to golf. He is.
Same.
He's probably the greatest athlete in any sport that I've watched. For his game.
Yeah. Well, and what we talked about, what Caitlin Clark has done to the women's game, yeah, Tiger did that for the whole sport of golf.
Yeah.
And nobody else has been able to replicate it.
Nope. People have tried. You keep thinking you're going to see somebody do it, but
yeah. Well,
you don't.
Well, we were talking about earlier, not necessarily about what Tiger's greatness, but he probably has the second most memorable shot at Augusta, that we've been able to see.
That is chip in on 16.
Yeah, in his win in 2005. Like that's probably the second greatest shot that we've seen. And where the ball's rolling down the hill, and right before it gets to the cup, you see the Nike logo, the Nike swoosh.
It like stopped for just enough to see the swoosh and then dropped.
And then splash down. Yeah, that's probably the second greatest shot that we've seen, second to Bubba Watson's shot in 2012 from the woods.
When he bent it in a playoff.
Yeah, against Louis Oosthuizen. So.
Oh, that's right. That was against Oosthuizen.
Yep. Yeah, because what I remember from that day too, I think Austin and I were actually trying to think who was going to chase down. I can't remember if Adam Scott was winning or or maybe it was like Lee Westwood or somebody like that was leading. We were trying to see, okay, who in the heck's going to, or who do we pick that could come from behind and get him? And I think Austin had Bubba and I had Louis, if I remember right.
Okay.
So Austin got it right. But
you want to hear one of the craziest stats in sports? I know you've read this, but from 1997 to 2013 in the major championships, Tiger Woods was 126 under par. The next best player was 125 over. He had a 249 stroke lead over the next person and throughout the majors in a 16-year gap.
Is that good?
It's not too bad.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. My gosh. You have that. I mean, he has the consecutive weeks at the world #1 ranking, which I don't know if that'll ever be touched. He has one of the records that a lot of the other golfers say that is probably the greatest of all Tiger's accomplishments is his made cut streak. I can't remember what exactly that number is, but I think it was like maybe 249 or it was something like that.
It's crazy.
Consecutive tournaments where he never missed a cut.
Which, like in golf, if you make the cut, you make money.
Yep.
If you don't, you played for free. Yep. You lost money because of all the whatever. I mean, a lot of them get paid by sponsors just to show up and all that stuff, but that's a big deal, making cuts or not.
Yep.
You're talking about the best of the best all playing, and you're gonna have some people playing better than you've ever played. Just at the top of their games. They're gonna have you've seen it. I've had days where I've just oh my God, I'm on fire today. You're gonna have some of the best in the world doing that, where you have to be on top of your game.
But
he is.
There's not. Scotty might be the closest thing right now, but there's not many other people that have ever been at that height, compared to everybody else.
Like we said, we've seen. I thought Koepka, I thought Spieth, I thought Rory.
Yeah, but no, nobody's came close yet.
Nope.
Maybe Charlie someday.
God, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to if he actually does progress up the ladder like that. I'm just scared for him in the terms of all the media stuff.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna hound him basically how they have his dad all these years.
Yeah, and he's gonna be doing it in a time where everything is under scrutiny and looked at. I'm sure I'm gonna get some hate mail from saying that men shouldn't play women's sports. So
yeah, and again, even just we've seen with Caitlyn how much scrutiny she's gotten for just her body language and for just kind of whining a few times. I mean, then you get somebody like Charlie who, when you're just in a sport all by yourself but I mean, I think his dad's done a good job trying to kind of keep him away from all that stuff anyway right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Because he knows better than anybody what he's gonna go through.
Yep.
So
I think we have covered about everything we need to.
Yeah, I agree. Please follow, rate us 5 stars. If you're gonna rate us anything else, don't bother. Just rate us 5 stars.
Exactly. Just lie.
Yeah, we're nice people. I promise. We'd do the same for you if we listen. I've probably done that to some people's podcasts where I didn't like it, but I rated it 5 stars anyway.
Exactly. Let's see, and I don't know if are we gonna have a show next week? Do you know? because I'm not gonna be here.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be on a little adventure. I'll explain more when we come back, or when we get back in a couple weeks. But then we'll break down my trip. We'll break down the Masters. Break down everything else happening in sports. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we're gonna take another little week hiatus.
It's becoming like a bi-weekly, but it's not meant to be.
Yeah. But I know, honestly, this is kind of the best time of the year for that to happen.
It is.
It's
100%.
such a lull in many things. So
Um,
but yeah, like, subscribe, rate, review.
and remember, people, fullbacks are people too.
Yes, they are. Okay, well, thank you everybody for listening, and we will catch you all later.
Catch you in the flop shot.